Om सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च humble prostrations to one and all present here. So after having expounded the reality in detail, now Yamaraj speaks about the importance of faith. Faith. So that we start from verse number 12, page number 292. नैव वाचा न मनसा प्राप्तुं शक्यो न चक्षुषा अस्तीति ब्रुवन्तोऽन्यत्र कथं तदुपलभ्यते. This great truth, vacha manasa chakshusha praptum na shakyah. It is not possible to gain this truth. Chakshusha. Chakshusha means with eyes. With eyes you cannot see it. Meaning with the organs of knowledge you cannot grasp it. Vacha, by speech you can't grasp it. Meaning you can't describe it. Karmendriyas cannot grasp it. Manasa, by mind. By mind you can't conceive it. You can't understand it intellectually. So then what should we do? Astiti bruvataha anyatra katham tadupalabhyate. How can this truth be known unless a person says asti? Asti means it exists. Meaning, unless a person start with this belief that it exists, such a great reality exists, unless a person starts with this faith, where is the question of attaining this truth? Hmm. So the same point is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. The first and the most important thing in the beginning is Shraddha, faith, that the scripture, whatever it is saying, it is true. The Mahatmas, whatever they say, it is true. So now, in this faith, Bhagavan Shankaracharya gives a logic. What is the logic? Jagatah moolam iti avagatatvat. How do we know that the truth is of the nature of existence? So here Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, see, the world is an effect. There has to be a cause for this world. As far as this world is concerned, do we say it doesn't exist? No. According to this world, everybody has the same opinion that this world exists. Even the atheists also say that yes, this world exists. So, if the nature of the effect is of existence, then the cause also must have the property of the effect. Mm. So, if effect is of the nature of existence, cause also must be of the nature of existence alone. Mm. From non existence, existence cannot come. Only from existence, existence can come. How can existence come from non existent? So, therefore, in this sense, since effect is of the nature of existence, cause also should be of the nature of existence. So, this is the logical interpretation. So, therefore, Shruti Mata says, next verse number 13, page number 294. अस्तीत्येवोपलब्धव्यः तत्त्वभावेन चोभयोः अस्तीत्येवोपलब्धस्य तत्त्वभावः प्रसीदति. So, what is the first thing to be done in the path of spirituality? Asti iti eva upalabdhavyah. The first step is to have a strong faith that yes, this reality exists. So, this is called as asti bhava. So, first have asti bhava. Then, what should we have? Tattva bhavena upalabdhavya. So, first have faith and then we must attain this reality through experience. So, through experience, it is called as tattva bhava. First have asti bhava, then have tattva bhava. First believe in the existence of that reality, then try to experience that reality. Ubhayoho, among the two, asti iti upalabdhavyasya eva. Only for a person who has asti bhava, tattva bhava prasidati. Only for such a person, tattva bhava will manifest itself. Meaning, only such a person will be able to know the truth. So, asti bhava, tattva bhava. Asti bhava means believing in the existence of the reality. Tattva bhava means experiencing the reality. So, therefore, the whole point is start with faith. When will we come to know that yes, I have experienced the reality? So, that is the topic taken up next. Verse number 14, page number 296. यदा सर्वे प्रमुच्यन्ते कामायेस्य हृदि स्थिताः अथ मर्त्यो भवति अत्तब्रह्म समश्नुते. When can we say that yes, we have experienced the truth? Yada, when hridhi sthitaha sarve kamaha, all the desires in the heart. Sarve kamaha, all the desires, where are they? Hridhi sthitaha, which are present in the heart, hridayam. Pramuchyante, when all these desires are destroyed, meaning when the heart has no more desires, then what will happen? Atha martyah amrutah bhavati. At that time, martyah, the mortal, amrutah bhavati, becomes immortal. Meaning, atra brahma samasnute. Then we can say he has truly attained that state of Brahman, that reality. So, this is the sign. When we are able to abide in that truth, the expression is the heart becomes free from all desires. Why the heart becomes free from all desires? Whatever you desire, it's already there. I desire immortality, it is already there. I desire bliss, contentment, peace, it is already there. I desire security, it is already there. So everything is already there. So the mind becomes free from all desires. This is the proof that yes, that experience has truly taken place. It is not just a glimpse, it is a state of abidance there. Once in a while, we get a glimpse of the higher reality. That alone will not do. We must be able to abide there, remain firmly rooted there. That is where practice is necessary. Mm. The mind must know that yes, this reality is something which is always present, not something which comes and goes. Mm. Once the mind experiences the truth constantly, then mind becomes free from all kinds of worries and anxieties. Such a desireless mind is a proof that yes, knowledge has truly taken place. Again, another indication is given, a similar verse, verse number 15, page number 297. यदा सर्वे प्रविद्यन्ते हृदयस्येह ग्रन्थयः अथमर्त्योऽमृतो भवति एतावध्यनुशासनम् Hmm. यदा सर्वे हृदयस्य ग्रन्थयः प्रविद्यन्ते, when all the hridaya granthi means a knot. When two ropes you take and you tie, that knot is called granthi. So in the same way, there is a granthi in the heart. There is a knot in the heart. So when do you have a knot? Generally, you take two ropes and then you tie, then there is a knot. In the same way, in our minds, there is a knot. So for that, two ropes are necessary, two entities are necessary. Only then you tie. So what are the two entities? Consciousness and matter. They are the two entities. So when you have a knot, it is not possible to know which rope belongs to what. Because in that knot, it's all mixed up. So in that knot, you can't make out which rope, which part of the rope belongs to which. All mixed up. That is called a knot. Granthi. In the same way, such a thing has happened in this world. There are two different entities and they are mixed up. What are the two different entities? Consciousness and matter. As far as matter is concerned, it is jada, inert. It has no life. It is insentient. That is called as matter. All the five elements, they are matter. It has no life, no ability to know. But now, what we find is this physical body, which is made of matter, is alive, is sentient. So we misunderstand the property of consciousness to be the property of the body. Are you able to see the mixed up there? Property of one thing is misunderstood to be the property of another. That is called as granthi. Sentiency is the property of consciousness, but now we superimpose that property upon the body and upon the mind. Mind is also matter only. It has no life. But now mind appears to be sentient, body appears to be sentient. Again, consciousness has no form because it is all pervading. Now, what do we think? Oh, consciousness has this form of the body. Hmm. Property of the body is superimposed upon consciousness. Property of consciousness is superimposed upon the body. Hmm. This mix up is called granthi. Suppose you have a colorless crystal and near the crystal you put a red cloth. So then what will happen? The crystal will appear red and then we say it is a red crystal. Redness doesn't belong to the crystal. It belongs to the cloth, but it is superimposed upon the crystal. In the same way, red hot iron ball. Actually, redness belongs to fire, but we superimposed upon the iron ball. Iron ball is cold to touch and dark. in color. So the the properties of the fire is superimposed upon the iron ball, and the property of the iron ball is superimposed upon the fire. Fire is formless, but now as though fire has taken the form of this round iron ball. So this is called a superimposition. So this is what has happened in our heart. In our heart means what? In our knowledge. So this confusion is called as Hridaya Granthi, mixing up things. So यदा सर्वे प्रविद्यन्ते हृदयस्येह ग्रन्थयः. So this knot, the moment it is destroyed, you clearly see what is what. Consciousness is different, matter is different. You very clearly see both of them. When such a clear understanding takes place, athamartyah amrutah bhavati. At that time, this mortal becomes immortal. See, actually, the separation happens in the heart about oneself. I am consciousness, not the body. I superimpose the property of the body upon me and say I am the body. This is a mistake. When this mistake no more happens, when I know myself as pure consciousness, different from the body, as the witness of the body, unaffected by the body, then we say Hridaya Granthi is broken. Etavathi Anushasana. That's all the teaching is. So this is actually the summary of the entire teaching. There is nothing more to say. If there is nothing more to say, oh Lord, why do we have three more verses? So now a different topic is taken up. In fact, this topic is interesting, a very complicated topic, but this topic is taken up in order to glorify this knowledge. It is called as negative approach. So first let us see what it says. Verse number 16, page number 299. Shatam chaika cha hridayasya nadyah तासां मूर्धानमभिनिसृतैका तयोर्ध्वमायान्नमृतत्वमेति विश्वङ्गन्या उत्क्रमणे भवन्ति. So what is said here? हृदयस्य नाड्यः शतं च एका. There are 101 nerves in the heart. In the heart, there are 101 nerves. Nadi means nerves. So among these 101 nerves, tasam, eka, one. There is one special, unique nerve. One nadi is there. So this is the Sushumna nadi. It is not mentioned here. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says this. Sushumna nadi. What is its specialty? Murdhanam abhinisruta. It passes through the crown of the head. Starting from the base of the spine, this nadi goes straight through the backbone, through the spine, and reaches at the crown of the head. Taya urdhvam ayan, going up through that nerve, through that nadi, amrutatvam eti, one attains immortality. Vishwag anya, all the other nadis that branch out into different direction, Vishwak Anyaha Utkramane Bhavanti, becomes the cause of worldly states, becomes the cause of transmigration in such a person. So there are 101 nerves. Among these 101 nerves, one nerve goes straight from the base of the spine, passing through the crown of the head. Any person who can exit the body through this nerve, so here it is said, Amritatvameti, he attains immortality. Anybody else who exists through any other nerve, he will have to come back to this world. So this is the essence of this verse. Very different from whatever we have studied till now. Till now, no nadi has come. Here one nadi has come. So in the last class somebody had asked this question. So I said yes. In the next class I will explain. That topic comes next. So now, okay, let us keep this verse aside and let us discuss what happens to a person after death. So this is a topic related to that. So there are five possibilities depending upon the nature of the person who is dying. First one, they are called as abhaktas. Abhakta means what? A very materialistic person. He is not a devotee, doesn't believe in anything. He has lived a materialistic life, no spirituality at all. Abhaktas. So, what happens to such a person when he dies? After death, he goes to the lower worlds, depending upon what kind of person he was. Hmm. Indulgent, sensuous, cruel, wicked, crooked, depending upon the intensity of wickedness and crookedness, impurity of the mind, basically impurity of the mind, he will go to one of the lower worlds. So what are the lower worlds? I must have told earlier. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. Seven worlds. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. If a person is having the tendency to harm others, then that mind is an impure mind. People who find joy in giving pain to others, mm, they're all considered to be the impurities of the mind. So depending upon that, that person goes to lower worlds. Okay. That is the first category. Abhaktaha. Mm. The second category of people, they are called as Artha Artharthi Bhaktaha. Artha means affliction. Artharthi means a person who desires name, fame, power, position, etc. Artha Artharthi Bhaktaha. They are devotees. They are devotees of God, but they don't want God, they want something from God. That is why they go to God. Bhagwan, give me this, give me that. Mm. Artha Artharthi Bhaktaha. Now, what kind of life they have led? They have led a decent life, relatively decent life. They are not a people who create trouble for others. They are more into their own family. Take care of wife, husband, children, parents, grandparents. Bhagwan, may my family be happy, safe, lived a good life, normal life. So what happens to them? So They go to the higher worlds. So this world is Bhuhu. So Bhuvaha Suvaha. That is sometimes called as Swargaloka, where the external environment is conducive because that's what they wanted. They have prayed for it. So therefore, such worlds they go. In this Swargaloka, Pitraloka also comes, Gandharva Loka comes, all those lokas. People who are great musicians, etc. Some kind of art, dance, music. So their prayer to God was only this: Bhagwan, make me a better artist, give me more talents, more abilities. So while living also, they lived a good life, helping others, serving others. So they are called as Artha Artharthi Bhakta. So they go to these worlds and come back. Why do they come back? They come back because they have desires. Mm. So this is the second category of people. Then the third category. Who are they? Sakama Jitnyasu Bhaktaha. Sakama Jitnyasu Bhaktaha. So somewhere they were exposed to this knowledge of scriptures. So Jitnyasa is there. Desire for God realization is there. And therefore they are doing sadhana also. They are doing a lot of meditation, japa, tapa, everything they are doing. But still, somewhere this desire is there. Maybe desire for fame, popularity, whatever. Means the mind is not fully free from desires. So they are called as Sakama Jitnyasu Bhakta. Third category. So what happens to them? Because they have done sadhana, so they will go to even some more higher world. See, the world depends on the purity of mind. Because of their sadhana, there is a greater purity. So what are the worlds they will go? So bhuhu, bhuvaha, suvaha, mahaha, janaha, tapaha. Three more higher worlds. Mahaha, janaha, tapaha. They are the worlds of the sadhakas. People who are more into meditation, solitude, austerity. So in these worlds, you don't find objects of entertainment. In this world also, you'll find such worlds. Ashram-like environment. More of silence, more of peace, more of seclusion. The environment is more conducive for sadhana, spiritual practices. Hmm. Mahaha janaha tapa. What about them? Will they come back or not? They will definitely come back because there is a sakama there. Sakama jitnyasu bhakta. Kamana is there. The desire is not fully gone. Still some latent, subtle desires are there, because of which again they have to come back. Hmm. So this coming back path is in Bhagavad Gita called as Dakshinayana Marga. Dakshinayana. Hmm. The dark path. Krishna Marga. Dakshinayana Marga. All these topics comes in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. They go to the higher worlds, enjoy all that, and then come back. They come back because they have a desire. So three over. Abhaktaha, then Artharthi Bhaktaha, and then Sakama Jitnyasu Bhaktaha. Now the fourth one. Nishkama Saguna Bhaktaha. Nishkama Saguna Bhaktaha. They are devotees of God, but they are Saguna Bhakta. They have some Ishta Devata, Krishna, Rama, Devi, whatever. And the love has become so intense that they have become Nishkam. There is no more desire of any world. What is the only desire they have? I must be with my Ishta Devata. I must go to the world of my Ishta Devata, the world of Vishnu, the world of Krishna, the world of Shiva, Kailasa, Vaikuntha. I must go to these worlds and I must always serve my Lord. I must always be in the presence of my Lord. My Bhagavan should always be in front of my eyes and I should be able to serve him day and night. I don't want knowledge. I don't want to become one with God. I want to remain separate from God. Because if I become one with God, then I will not be able to love God. I want to be in that state of Dvaita, duality. Nishkama Saguna Bhakta. Now, what about them? Will they come back or not? Will they come back or not? The problem is they cannot come back because there is no worldly desire, because they are Nishkama. Will they attain liberation? They can't attain liberation because they have a desire. Rather, they still remain in Jiva Bhava. They still identify with the body. So, this is a unique case. Neither can they be liberated, nor can they come back to this world. Trishanku Swarga, we say, no? So, what to do with this person? That is what is discussed in this verse. So, such people, after leaving their body, they go to the world of their Ishta Devata. Generally, it is called as Brahmaloka or Satyaloka, the last 14th world, the highest world. In that world, they remain with their Ishta Devata, serve them, fulfill the desire, and ultimately, that Ishta Devata himself will give the Vedantic knowledge. Hmm. At the end of that Kalpa, when that world is also going to be destroyed during Pralaya, so then that Ishta Devata himself or herself gives this Vedantic knowledge. Tattvamasi. The mind is already pure. So thus this Vedantic knowledge is given and then liberation happens. So such a devotee, what will happen to this devotee? He will have to go to that world. So how does he go? Through that Sushumna Nadi, the physical body is exited, and along with the sense organs, that person leaves the body. Because to experience the world, sense organ is necessary. Jiva bhava is necessary. So here it is said, Amrutattvam. They attain immortality. So immortality means what? That attaining that world is called. So it is actually not absolute immortality, it is relative immortality because that world also perishes. Hmm. So this is the fourth case. Nishkama Saguna Bhakta. And now the fifth one. Nishkama Nirguna Bhakta. Nishkama Nirguna Bhakta. Who are they? They are the people who meditate upon Nirguna Brahman, upon pure consciousness. No Ishtadevata and all that. Direct meditation upon consciousness, meditation upon the truth as it is. And thus they have become Nishkama, free from all desires. What happens to them? Where will they go? Where will they go? They come to know that there is nowhere to go. Because all the worlds disappear. All the worlds are nothing but the projection of the mind. When the mind ends, world ends. Just like after waking up from the dream, where will you go in the dream world? A dream world itself disappears. Where is the question of going and coming? So this is the state of a jnani. Nishkama nirguna bhakta means what? Jnani. Jnani bhakta. For him, there is no going, there is no coming. So now, this earlier category of person, Nishkama Saguna Bhakta, that path is called Uttarayana Marga. Yes, I forgot to mention that. Uttarayana Marga. It is also called as path of no return. It is also called as Shukla Marga, the bright path. That's the earlier one, fourth one, not the fifth one. In the fifth one, there is no path. All path vanish. The fourth one is called Uttarayana Marga. The third one is called Dakshinayana Marga. So in the Dakshinayana Marga, that person comes back because there's a desire. In the Uttarayana Marga, there is no coming back. So Dakshinayana Marga is a path of return. Uttarayana Marga is a path of no return. So Dakshinayana and Uttarayana has nothing to do with the seasons. The first 6 months is called Uttarayana. The next 6 months is called Dakshinayana. Bhishmacharya was waiting for Uttarayana and all that. It has nothing to do with external. If that is the case, then all the people who are dying in Uttarayana Marga, anyway, 50% of the crowd, because 6 months this side, 6 months that side. So 50% of the people dying in Uttarayana must be going to Brahmaloka. Meaningless. Just because you die in January 15th or 16th, Sankranti time, doesn't mean that you will get moksha. No, 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 no. So, why is this topic taken up here? The whole purpose is to say that don't go by any marga, whether it is Uttarayana or Dakshinayana. As long as this knowledge is not gained, there is no mukti. This is a point. So this is called as negative approach. So here it is not the glorification of Uttarayana marga, because remember, after going to Brahmaloka, it's almost 3 crore years. That is the lifespan of Brahmaji. One day of Brahmaji is 2000 Chaturyuga. And this way he lives 365 days, that is 1 year. And then he lives full 100 years. So the total number of human years of Lord Brahma is around 3 crore years. If you calculate. One Chaturyuga is 43 lakh 20,000 years. So one day is 2000 Chaturyuga. One day. So like that, calculate for 100 years. So therefore, why unnecessarily delay the process of liberation? Get to this knowledge and liberate and be free from all miseries. So that is called as negative approach. Criticizing something in order to praise another thing. That is called as negative approach. So therefore, don't go by any marga. Put a full stop to all marga. Understand that all margas are an illusion of the mind. That's the point. So now, once again, that truth, that path is summarized in the next verse. Verse number 17, page number 301. Angushtamatras purushotama तज्जनानां हृदये सन्निविष्टः तं स्वाच्छरीरात् प्रवृहेत् मुञ्जादिवेशिकां धैर्येण तं विद्यात् शुक्रममृतं तं विद्यात् शुक्रममृतमिति. So that Purusha, that pure consciousness, Angushta Matra, of the size of a thumb, Sada Jananam Hridaye Sannivishtaha, it is ever present in the hearts of everyone, ever available for realization. It is the Antaratma, it is the inner self. Tam Swasharirat Pravruhet. May you separate, may you pull out from one's own body. Understand this consciousness, separate it from the body. Munjat Ishikam Iva. That's the example given. So there is a grass called Munja grass. That long grass which we find generally on the fields, etc. So in that grass, if you find, there is an external reed and there is an inner thin, very tender on stem. So carefully you have to pull it out. There's a sheath-like thing. Then you carefully pull it. If you're not careful, you may break it because it's very tender. So you pull it out. So just like you pull that tender stalk from that reed, in the same way, may you separate consciousness from this body. Dhairyena, unerringly, patiently, perseverantly, dhairyena. Tam vidya shukram amritam. Understand that consciousness to be shukram, pure, amritam, immortal. So this truth is ever present. May you never ignore this reality. Thus, may you make use of this human life to attain that highest reality. And now our story is not yet complete. There was a story, the story of Nachiketa and Yamaraj. So now the last verse is just that completion for that story. Verse number 18, page number 304. मृत्युप्रोक्तां नचिकेतोऽथ लब्ध्वा विद्यामेतां योगविधिं च कृत्स्नम् ब्रह्म प्राप्तो विरजो भूद्विमृत्युः अन्योप्येवं यो विदध्यात्ममेव. So naturally a question may come. What happened to Nachiketa? After gaining this knowledge, did he get liberation or he did not understand or what happened to him? So therefore, Nachiketa etam vidyam labdhva. Yes, Nachiketa gained this knowledge. So he gained not only the knowledge, kritsnam yoga vidhim cha. So the path and the goal, both he attained. Yoga vidhi means the way to gain the knowledge. So he gained the knowledge and the way to gain. So way to gain means what? Purification of mind. That is a way. So there is a preparation for gaining the knowledge and there is a gaining the knowledge. So purification of mind is a preparation. Shravana Manana Nididhyasana is the process of gaining the knowledge. Now this Nachiketa was already extremely pure in the mind. So Shravana Matrena, just by listening he gained the knowledge. Because the mind was so pure already. So therefore just by listening itself, he gained this knowledge. From whom did he gain? Mrityu proktam etam vidyam. This knowledge which was told by Mrityu, Lord Death, Yamaraj. Then what happened to Nachiketa? Virajaha Bhoot. He became free from all impurities. Brahma Praptaha Bhoot. He attained Brahman. Vimrutyuhu Abhoot. He became free from death. Anyaha api, others also, yah evam adhyatmam vid. Others also will attain the same state which Nachiketa has attained if we pay attention to this Adhyatma Vidya. So Nachiketa gained this knowledge, all of us also can gain this knowledge. So thus Kathopanishad ends. I sincerely invoke the grace of the Lord, the blessings of the entire Guru Parampara. May we all seriously strive hard to gain this knowledge. Doesn't matter even if in this birth we don't get, doesn't matter. At least we'll be born in a place where we will continue this journey. That way, no effort is wasted. So may we strive hard and make this life fruitful for ourselves and for others. Hari Om. Now, if you want to ask some questions, say something, most welcome. Yes, Niti.
Swamiji, I would like to express my gratitude to you for all the classes.
Hmm.
I mean, the way you have taught, it has left indelible imprints in my subconscious mind. And I never digress. I hold that magnetic boot and that rope tightly. And we started as a Sankhya yogi, and now we are moving towards Bhakti Yoga because that is very easy to follow.
Hmm.
So it's a blissful experience. I mean, I'm really grateful to Trupti ma'am, you, and everybody. And it's lot of blessings must be there that we have born on earth with so scarcity consciousness, low self-esteem, and we invite situations unaware of our true pure consciousness, which is Nishkam Nirgun Sakarup. And once we realize, we blossom like anything. So, and it's all because of you. I feel really blessed. So, thank you so much.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Neeti. You've expressed a lot of views that we all share. So that was beautifully put. Anybody else who wants to say anything or ask any questions? I think what Swamiji, what you said towards the end,
Hmm.
I think everybody is wanting to go. Mukti chahiye sabko. But
Ha.
how well you have expressed that desire is the knot that we have to open. And unless we open that knot, it is not possible. So I think we all have to reflect on our desires. From today, maybe we'll start reflecting on our desires. What are the desires we hold close to our heart? So Swamiji, many people come and I'm sure they ask others also, but they ask me that I want to know what is the kind of purpose of my life. Can you speak a little bit on this when people come and ask you this question? Swamiji, bataiye, what is the purpose of my life? May I know what answer you give them?
Infinite bliss, infinite security, fearlessness, peace, happiness, joy, whatever the name you may call. And the only way is by merging with God, by knowing God, by experiencing God, whatever name you may say.
Because I think most people believe that purpose is something material, physical. मुझे यहाँ पहुंचना है, या I want fame, or I want whatever, मुझे ये चाहिए, वो चाहिए. That's what they think is the purpose. I want to have status, position, power. But when somebody like you tells them infinite bliss and fearlessness, they must be asking you, Swamiji, how do I create this fearlessness? So, what do you tell them? How do I create fearlessness?
I tell them, come to my class.
That's true.
Then either two things will happen. Either of these two will happen. Either that person will never turn up again, or that person becomes serious.
Yeah,
So 99% of these people, they run away. Those who are craving for power, position, wealth, etc.
yeah,
And that is in a way good for me also, because I don't have to waste time on these people.
true, true, Swamiji. Yeah.
Those who are serious seekers, sincere seekers,
Mm.
they are always with me.
Mm.
Those who are after money, power, fame, name, they run away from here. You see, Brahmaloka, everybody cannot stay.
That's true. I think the key word, Swamiji, what you have said is basically you have to be serious.
Yes.
Because unless you're a serious student, you cannot understand anything. All knowledge is.
Yes.
That's so true. Yes. Yes, Manisha, go ahead.
Pranam Swamiji.
Mm.
A rather random question, but still, since it's biting me on that, I might as well ask. You said that the ultimate purpose of life is to attain bliss. A lot of people ask us, and or rather, in interviews, often people are asked, "What is your purpose?" and "What do you think your purpose is?" And the moment somebody says happiness and bliss, they say, get real, stop talking these random stuff." So how do you then I mean, obviously we are talking from different spaces, but then this is often an answer that all are, they say, stop being philosophical, get real, talk about this life and this space. So what do you understand of that, and how do you address that?
See, this question must be answered depending upon where you are. In the interview, if what is the purpose of your life, that person should not say, God realization and on. No. In that place, you must, give an answer which is satisfying to the interviewers. But the purpose of life cannot be two. If you're asking me in a spiritual class, in a spiritual environment, I cannot have any other answer. I may give different ways of putting it. The purpose of my life is to know myself. The purpose of my life is moksha. The purpose of my life is God realization, liberation, nirvana. But they are all basically the same thing only. When somebody is casually asking what is the purpose of your life, then you may say, to go here, to become this, to become that. In that context, you should not become philosophical.
True.
But in a philosophy class, your answer has to be philosophical.
True. Thank you. Yes, true. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Yes.
Manisha, for asking it. Monica?
Pranam Swamiji.
Pranam.
Swamiji, I wanted to ask about the Dakshinayan and the Uttarayan. If it is not the 6 months, the first 6 and the latter 6 months, then what actually is the Dakshinayan and the Uttarayan?
They are actually the deities.
Okay.
They say at the time of death, there are certain devatas who will lead you to certain worlds. So these deities, the name is Dakshinayana.
Okay. And not the, like in the text, in the Vedic text, it is mentioned that the first 6 and the last 6 months, like from the Makar Sankranti to the
No,
first.
just okay. Now let us take it literally. Let us assume that a person who is dying in Uttarayana time attains the Surya Marga, attains the higher. Let us assume. Isn't it illogical?
It is illogical. It is very illogical. But what then this difference between what the scriptures are saying and what we actually know? What is the actual thing?
You have to understand one thing. Scriptures will say so many things, but then you need some Mahatmas to interpret those scriptures in a way in which we can understand. See, you want water. That doesn't mean that you just go to ocean and drink water, because anyway water is there. You can't drink ocean water. In the same way, Vedas is like ocean. You can't just take some Veda and start reading and understanding and living. No, not possible. So that is why great Mahatmas are born, avatars are born, like Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya. That verse is taken up. Then he interprets it. No, no, no. This word means this. Because in some other places, this interpretation given. So he will take various scriptures, various sources, Smriti Grantha, Shruti Grantha, and based on those things, he will say, this word will mean this in this context. Hmm. Because they are all poetical language. Scriptures are poetical language. So in poetry, what happens is they have a lot of freedom to use any word depending upon the meter and all those things. So person who wants to understand the meaning, they will have to depend on such Mahatmas to understand the meaning of each word in different contexts. So therefore, whatever discussion we are having, it is not that just take the literal meaning and we start discussing. No, Bhagavan Shankaracharya's commentary is there. So based on that commentary, again there are people who write commentaries on that commentary, expounding it in further detail. So that is why a Guru Parampara is necessary. Otherwise, scriptural you can't just understand just by reading it. Parampara is necessary. So therefore, since this knowledge is coming from that Guru Parampara, our boldly we can say that no, this term will mean only this in this context. It is not the confidence in our knowledge. It is a confidence in the Guru Parampara that is expressed through our words.
Yes, Swamiji. So that means I understand that Dakshina and Uttarayan may be meaning two meaning somewhere. It actually means the 6 months also. That the first half and the
Depending
latter
upon the
half also.
context.
That is also the meaning. But otherwise, going to which place, that is another way to explain Dakshina and Uttarayan. Where will you
In
go?
the,
That is a different thing. Yes,
so
Swamiji. Understood.
in the scriptures, when it comes, when the paths are mentioned, then the meaning is different. So Uttarayana, there are deities involved. Deities means Adhisthana Devata. See, just like there are officers. You see, when you go to an airport, there are so many police people there. You don't know where to go in, where should you enter. The airport is a very confusing thing. Then that officer will say, go this way, go straight this way. So they will take you, to different places. There is a check-in place, and there is, where you are tested and all those. So what I'm trying to do say is, in every place you need certain people to guide you. In the same way, after death, this soul has to be guided as to where it should go, depending upon his karma and all that. So just like we show our passport and all those things to the officer, and then this person will lead us to different office. In the same way, after death also, there are certain deities, Adhisthana Devatas, who are positioned in order to guide people into different worlds. So these Uttarayana, Shukla Paksha, these terms are actually the name of those deities. That is what the Mahatmas say in the commentary.
Oh,
That's the right meaning also.
thank you, Swamiji. Thank you.
Hariga.
Yes, Nidhi, Pankaj.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Pranam Swamiji.
Pranam.
Thank you for this amazing series of lectures, Swamiji. It's been really nice. I wanted to ask you a question regarding seriousness that we just touched upon, that we need to be a serious seeker. I understand that. We also say that this entire world or what we see is like a simulation of Maya. And in that context, when we say this is all a game which is happening or this is all a play, don't take life too seriously is all something is also said. Now, how do we bridge this? Be serious and don't be too serious.
See, if you're serious, then you can take life lightly. If you are careless, then everything becomes serious. See, when a person suffers from cancer and is facing death, can he take it lightly?
No.
But if he has been serious in life, then he can take even that cancer lightly, because he knows it is only the body which is perishing. Because in my experience, I know that I am not the body. You understand? If you take the life seriously, even the greatest tragedies you take lightly. But if you take the life lightly and waste your time in all useless things, then serious thing will become serious only. Like the child who studies well for the exam, he has been studying throughout the year. Previous day he is relaxed. Just before writing the exam, he is relaxed. But the fellow who has never been serious, taking life lightly, never studying, done anything, and when the exam comes, that fellow becomes so tense, nervous.
Very nice.
So therefore, take life seriously. Don't waste your time. Take life seriously means what? Don't waste your time.
Mm.
Clearly know what is the purpose, and whatever you are doing in life, let that action take you an inch forward, at least in the line, in the path of spirituality. That is what is seriousness.
Wonderful, Swamiji. Makes a lot of
Wow,
sense.
Swamiji, this was a
Unexpected.
unexpected answer. It was deep.
Truly.
Which made us smile and laugh, and at the same time think, oh my God, seriousness has to be taken lightly. I mean, it's going to lead us to being light and easy. Haji,
Nice.
Pankaj.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Swamiji Pranam.
Pranams.
Swamiji, I had asked a question in the last, a slightly different question in one of the last meetings that we had. How to protect yourself, and you had said that please ask the divine power to uh, give you the strength and ask him to protect you. You see, you said don't waste your life. You see a lot of violence going on currently, and a lot of people killing each other. Are they not serious? They're very clear what they have to achieve. What will happen to those people? And if they have Ishtadevs or something, are they not going to attain liberation? I mean, how does it all work out? How does it play out for those set of people?
You mean to say people who are dying in the name of religion?
Or killing in the name of religion?
Huh. Killing in the name of religion. See, as long as you don't see yourself in others, there is no question of liberation. As long as you don't see the other's pain as your pain, there is no question of liberation. Meaning, as you become more and more spiritually evolved, you become more and more sensitive. You see yourself in others. Do you want to give pain to yourself? Tell me. Is there anyone in this world who will pinch himself and enjoy?
No.
It's not possible. I cannot enjoy pain. I cannot enjoy suffering. So I am inflicting this suffering on others means what? I am immature. It may be in the name of religion, whatever it may be. So as long as I am enjoying the suffering of others, that suffering will come back to me. That is the law.
So there is no liberation for them?
There is no question of liberation. The liberation is right understanding. And what is the right understanding? There is nobody other than me. Now I am giving pain to others means what? There is somebody other than me, there is an enemy other than me, I have to finish my enemy, then only I am at peace. I and mine, you and yours. This is called as Maya. Tulsi Raman says. Main or more torte Maya. What is Maya? There is somebody other than me. I and mine, you and yours. That comparison starts. My religion, your religion. I am better, you are inferior. Then fight. I must kill you, then only I can survive. All these things are the knowledge of the inferior mind. So as long as right understanding has not come, this person will have to go through a lot of suffering, suffering after suffering. So in this life, I kill you. In the next life, you kill me. In the next life, again, I take revenge. I kill you. It goes on and on and on. And
Understood.
look at their life. If you see all these people who are in the name of religion dying and all, if you look at their life, totally indulgent life, indisciplined life. Throughout Kathopanishad, what have we studied? So much of discipline is necessary. Insensitivity is not the proof of evolution. Insensitive people also die because they are insensitive. True spiritual person emanates a fragrance. There's a fragrance of love, compassion, forgiveness, understanding. You see, straightforwardness. You just fall in love with that person. That is called a spiritual person because Bhagwan's nature is like that. When you meditate on Bhagwan, Bhagwan's nature starts expressing through that person. If you see all these terrorists and that, they're rowdies, gundas. How can you call them spiritual?
Okay. Thank you, Swamiji, for explaining in such a beautiful and kind way.
Thank you, Pankaj. Would be last question.
First of all, Pranam Swamiji, and thank you so much. This Kathopanishad sessions have been like, holding on a stick, walking on the slippery road. It's been so beautiful, Swamiji. So thank you so much. And Swamiji, a question that I had is that when we meditate and, when we really experience that inner, that bliss or oneness, and as we come back to samsara, like our family life, and we meet with our own triggers and our own emotional turbulences, and of course those are the parts of our own self, myself. If I get angry, it's myself which is getting angry, even if it is being triggered by somebody else. So Swamiji, when so all of us who are in samsara, we undergo all this kind of different experiences of our own impurities, probably a part of our own prarabdha. What we have to work upon. So as a therapist, like as a doctor or as a therapist, when somebody like that comes to us, we make use of certain therapies to really help them with this kind of not imbalanced kind of a state, which also includes emotions and other state of the person. But Swamiji, my question to you is that, so one way is to face those issues, our angers, our fears, and then work through that through the therapies that we use. Swamiji, when they come to you, what how do you deal with those? Because the experience is that if you just through your thoughts and through your understanding, no, but if you have still not gone through the experience of dealing with it yourself, it either stays suppressed, repressed, or it stays. So how do you deal with those stuff, like for if a person comes to you, like what is the other way, if the therapies is one of the way?
Means a mentally disturbed person, when he comes, what should be done?
Not mentally disturbed, Swami. Like for all of us, we have lot many impurities. Like when some anger issues, which is not a it's not mental imbalanced person, but that's a part of emotional disturbance in the person. But they are on the spiritual mark. They are on this mark. But then yes, there is impurity. They know that there is impurity. I want to work with that. But just by knowing through the mind, it doesn't help, no? You have to really deal with it, right? So when they come to you, like what are the other marks to deal with that?
See, there are so many ways. It depends from person to person. Some people are not open to knowledge at all. So then you have to just keep on patiently hearing. So just 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour you listen, that person feels relieved. So such people we never go to advise. Just give a patient hearing. A loving, compassionate shoulder is all what they want. A consoling lap is all what they want. To such people, you must know how to just remain quiet and listen. They have not come for any, though they may say, Swamiji, I want your guidance. But actually, they don't need a guidance. They talk and talk and talk. You have to just allow them to clear off their mental garbage. Because listening also is a great thing, Not everybody is capable of listening. Unless you are empty, you will not be able to take the garbage of others. If you yourself you are overflowing with garbage, so therefore, sometimes just patient hearing is all what you need. Keep on hearing till the person becomes silent and waits for an answer. So actually, what does that person want? Is that person wanting a technique? If the technique is what is needed, what is that person suffering from? Is it anger issues? Is it irritation issues? Is it jealousy? Or what is that negative emotion? And what is that situation which is triggering that negative emotion? Who is that person who is triggering that negative emotion? Understand the whole environment, and then only you can suggest something, because there are infinite ways of giving advice, depending upon the person, depending upon the situation, depending upon the nature of the person. Suppose he's very rational, then rational, logical answers have to be given. If that's an emotional person, then more of bhakti marga has to be taken. So depending upon the nature of the person, nature of the situation, nature of the emotion, only then advice can be given. Just like, a patient comes to the doctor and say, Doctor, I am suffering from this, give me a medicine. But what is that disease? You can't say that I am having disease, I will take medicine. Any medicine you come and take. No. You have to spend time. Where is the pain? How long the pain has been? What have you eaten? So many questions they ask, and then finally they come to know, oh, this person is suffering from this. Then some medicine is given. With the mind also, it's the same thing. Varieties of, see, disturbance can be of varieties of types
That's what.
due to varieties of triggers.
Yes.
So you have to understand that person first, and then only you can suggest any technique.
Yes, Swami. So the question is that when they come to us, we know what we are supposed to do. Like if once we take the history, once we listen to the person, then there is a clarity that suppose this person will need past life regression, or this will need inner child healing, or family constellation, or homeopathy, or like that. But when they come to you, like to the spiritual path, what are the other ways? Like for example, to become a witness and just keep observing that state when you get into that state. But that is a longer path, no, Swamiji? I mean, just to be a witness, sometimes it also kind of becomes a spiritual bypass for the person, and that's not being really dealt with. It stays unfinished inside in the unconscious? That's my
See, there
question.
are temporary techniques, there are permanent techniques. It's something like first aid. You give first aid, but that is not the end. You have to take them to the hospital and give them proper medication.
So what is that
See,
hospital that you take them to? That's my question.
which one? First aid.
No, the hospital also. In the first.
Hospital one is what we have discussed. Kathopanishad. What else?
But sir, Swamiji, that is more of a knowledge. No, that's exactly my question, Swamiji.
Knowledge is the most important thing. When are you going to wake up? Nahit jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate. All our suffering is because of wrong notion. So what is the solution? If the suffering is because of wrong notion, what should be the solution? Right understanding. What else?
But Swamiji, it doesn't reach the unconscious. I mean, for example, we all are attending this Kathopanishad, but still we are having our own doses of all the impurities that we are carrying within ourselves,
Now, what is impurity? Wrong understanding is called impurity.
which comes up like suddenly it just comes up
That is because the knowledge is not fully
unconscious.
digested. It is the knowledge is merely at the information level. You are not putting it into practice. Mere information will not do. A chain smoker, just by knowing that smoking is injurious to health, 100 times he may read it, but it's not going to help him. He has to quit smoking. Many times Kathopanishad is just like, Parayanam. You just read by heart all the mantras. No use. You have to live it. That is what is called as knowledge.
Right. So suppose I am wanting to live it, I want to do that, and suddenly something happens, and then
What is
I
that something?
for example, my daughter, and then she stubbornly wants that. Okay, I want this on Netflix on my mobile, and I explain her, but then no, I want it. So then you have, it just triggers that. I mean, I'm telling you it's not good for you, and you get angry. Now, of course, I know that I should not get angry, but it's not that I'm consciously putting it. I mean, it just happens. So that is my question. So yes, we
No.
are.
Now, see, understanding the nature of the person who you will have to handle. Like, for example, your daughter. Now, I don't know your relation with your daughter or how she and all that, but I
Beautiful.
can just
That's
give
extensions.
some.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can say, okay, fine. If you study your subjects, if you do your homework, then yes, once in a week you may watch a movie. Something like that. Means you do your duties, you have to earn the points for it. It's not that you just become stubborn and you get it. No, I'm not going to give you. When you're doing your duties properly, studying well, doing whatever I want you to do, as a result of a reward for having done everything, I will allow you some, what you call, movie time or whatever. So now you are also happy and your daughter is also happy. Nothing free, no pain, no gain. You do your duty and then I will give. Now, then what happens is there is no need to scream and shout and all. No, not necessary. Logic is simple. This is the way you have to handle.
Yeah. Yes, Swamiji. Yeah. So the question is, it's not about screaming or yelling. It's about feeling that anger. I mean, that means I have that impurity, right?
If you are angry, you're wrong and you're out of control. And once you are out of control, your daughter will have no love or respect for you. Because any person out of control is a weak person. And any weak person we don't hold on in the time of emergencies. Your peace, only when you are peaceful, you are in control of the situation. So that is something which you have to work on yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Swamiji. So that happens. So I have to work on myself, right?
Yes, yes.
So
So,
what is that work? That's my
so
question.
okay, so Urvi, if I may add something, okay, because you're thinking like a kind of therapist, okay, what do I do? How do I reach my unconscious?
We do it like that, ma'am. But I just want to
Understand.
know
So,
how.
So I just want to add here. Recently, I had a woman who came to see me. She was very upset because she had lost her husband 2 years ago. But last 2 years, she was depressed. Her children are in the US, and she just feels lost, and she's suffering for the last 2 years. So in our practice, we have something what we call idle sitting. Okay. So I told her, I'm leaving you here for 5 minutes. Please sit till I come back. I left her there. She had nothing to do. And I said, just sit here quietly for 5 minutes. I'll return. In that 5 minutes, she had nothing to do. And she had nothing to think about because she was waiting for me to do something. So she sat doing nothing. कुछ नहीं करना था उसको, बस बैठी हुई थी बस. Okay. And when I returned back 5 minutes later, I said, so what are you suffering? She said, in the last 5 minutes, I was doing nothing. I wasn't even thinking of suffering. So I'm just feeling better already, not thinking of suffering. Because the last 2 years, she was thinking of how to get out of suffering. But the 5 minutes when I left her, she was not thinking of suffering. So I said, were you thinking of suffering for the last 5 minutes? She said, no, I wasn't thinking of anything. I said, and how are you feeling? She said, I'm feeling very good. I said, exactly. The problem is your thought, because you're thinking, I am suffering. I said, yes, exactly. So sometimes, Urvi, just sitting, doing nothing, absolutely nothing, will remove the garbage from your mind. It's like a bucket in which the water is filling. Okay, all your thoughts for the last 2 years, this lady was just filled with suffering thoughts. She had to just switch off, turn off the tap, right? And she did that in 5 minutes. She turned off the tap. She's already feeling better. I did nothing. She did nothing also. But she's already feeling better. So Swamiji ne jo kaha, the last part that he said about the kind of the kind of bhaktas, doing nothing will lead you to nothing. But that's the nothing that we have to go to. Swamiji, does that make some sense what I said, or would like to add?
See, whatever you meditate, that you will experience.
Correct.
You meditate on suffering, you will experience suffering. The whole of spirituality is saying meditate on God, Ananda Sarupa. Then you will experience Ananda.
So it is possible, Swamiji, that when she sat for 5 minutes doing nothing, she was not meditating on anything. She was just sitting quietly, waiting for me. But something would have shifted in her. Some peace would have come to her.
See, when the mind is quiet, you are peaceful. Like, for example, in the deep sleep, we are not thinking anything.
Correct.
But we come back refreshed. Peace is our nature. So when you don't think anything, automatically that peace manifests.
Yeah. Which is exactly what happened to this woman. She's already feeling peaceful. And she realized that she doesn't have to do anything to feel peaceful. She just has to be quiet in her mind. That's all. Not think of anything. Whether suffering or not suffering, nothing she has to think of. And she's feeling better. So sometimes idly sitting is a good thing. It's a good kind of therapy. Not to do anything. Because something, like Swamiji said, your true nature is peace. You start experiencing that peace when there are no thoughts disturbing you, and then there is no intrusion also of any other thought coming to you. Because otherwise, as a therapist, we sometimes give them a lot of thoughts to think about. Let us do this, let us do that, okay, do breathing, do this. Then they're constantly doing things. And then with us, they may experience quietness, but when they go back home, do the same thing, they can't experience it. Then they say, oh, this is not working. And that is not working. And that is not working. So it is better sometimes, I feel, not to give them any tools, just make them sit and just let them just experience quietness, which their mind is not doing. So I've realized that this kind of thing, making them sit idly for 5 minutes, actually makes them focus on what is the problem.
To
Otherwise,
reflect.
they'll say 10 problems to you because their mind is filled with garbage. You make them sit for some time, then they'll come to the issue for which they have come to you. Without confusing us, we can then focus on their issue. Otherwise, they will go round, beat around the bush. That's what
Yes.
happens to many clients, Yeah.
So basically, yes, ma. Thank you so much for this input. I think my question is not being understood. So my question is, when they come to us, we have a solution being a therapist. My question is, when they go to a spiritual master, what is their solution to them?
Swamiji told you
So
the
that's, yeah.
solution.
So now I got it. I got it.
Swamiji is telling you that
It depends upon
I
people
think
to
what he
people,
said
probably.
initially about seriousness. If a serious student comes to Swamiji, I think he will have a different way of dealing with him. Am I
Yes.
right, Swamiji? And if it's just a random person comes, he's not going to waste his time telling him a lot of interesting spiritual information. So
Yeah.
according to the
People to people, right? Yes.
that way, no?
Thank you, Swami. Thank you, ma'am.
So I think 2 years, Swamiji, you have spent with us. Honest to God, it has been a gift from the Lord to us. How we searched you, how I wrote to you, how you responded, and you were there. Questions being poured out to you every class, and you have been so patient. I don't think I have seen a frown on your face. I think that indicates to us that we should have a face which has no frowns first. That is, I think, the biggest learning I have had, that Swamiji is patiently sitting without even moving his hands. He's so still. I watch him so still, just focused on what he has to teach. I think this kind of seriousness and laughter, along with the seriousness, is how we have to live our life. And Swamiji has actually taught us this. You can be serious, you can be still, and yet you can be enjoying. I think it is amazing learning. Whether I understood the Kathopanishad, I don't know, but I have understood how you have to be. I think that is the biggest takeaway for me as a person. And of course, the knowledge is something I think to keep listening again and again and again to absorb that knowledge, because knowledge cannot be learned. It has to be, like Swamiji said, you may have the knowledge and information, but you don't utilize it at the right time, at the appropriate time. That knowledge is as good as nothing. So thank you, Swamiji, again. Pranam to you, namaste, and thank you so, so, so much for being for us here. And we are hoping that next month, as promised by you, Swamiji, that you will tell us some stories from the Bhagavad Puran, which have touched your heart. So next month, on second Thursday, as we always meet, Swamiji, with your permission, are you okay with it? Okay, so thank you. And February, say, I will speak to Rupa Amma, and we will set the ball rolling for the next Upanishad class. And henceforth, whatever Swamiji decides, which is the Upanishad Swamiji has said, which one do we start? Mundaka?
Mundak, yes.
Yeah, so Mundaka
Mundaka Upanishad.
start. And how many classes would that be, Swamiji?
I think 60 verses, so maybe one year should be fine.
1 year. So 1 year, friends, gear up for 1 more year, and then 1 more year, and then 1 more year. Swamiji is not going to, we are not going to leave Swamiji, and hopefully Swamiji also won't leave us.
Swamiji, we are serious students, you see.
We take
Yeah.
life seriously.
Today we had 30 serious students, definitely, because last class today and 30 people attended. I think that's
It's a farewell party, you see.
yeah, and in the farewell party, 30 have come, which is a good number actually. So
Swamiji, it's a Kathopanishad farewell party. It's a welcome party for the other.
Welcome party for the next. So next Thursday, second Thursday of next month, January, we will meet Swamiji again. So pranam Swamiji again. Okay, Sonali, you want to?
Sonali Amma, you have to say something.
Sonali Amma
Yes,
wants to say.
Guruji, I wanted to say pranam to you, thanks to ma'am, and thanks to Cosmos, because I know how this has happened. This journey has been beautiful, and let this journey continue, I would say, till the goal is achieved. And thank you, Guruji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's give Swamiji a piece of our heart, friends. Okay, so thank you.
Pranam, Swamiji.
Thank you,
Thank
Swami.
you.